Hello, Deborah. We're connected by cell phone today rather than a regular landline, so hopefully we have Deborah now. Deborah, are you there?
Yes. Hi, Dr. Bill. Yes, I am here.
Good. And I'm sure you have lots of scary talking
well, it's not
points.
so much scary as identifying the plans of genocide that are upon all of us now.
Right.
Not only massive land theft by regulations through Rockefeller and Rothschild policies, but most immediately what we're seeing are amped up storm systems. I can tell you that 2 nights ago we experienced dry lightning strikes here in Northern California. We're about 60 miles north of San Francisco, for those of you. We're
Right.
the area that is scheduled to burn. In fact, all of California and other states in the United States and worldwide are scheduled to burn. Massive power outages are planned, and we're going to talk about much of that here coming up on the program today.
Right.
Not only are we being murdered by weaponized viruses, Ebola and Lyme disease and a host of other diseases, we're being told here in the paper that I'm looking at that there's an epidemic outbreak in the Congo of Ebola. All of this was weaponized. This is a global genocide, layers of programs that have been utilized for many, 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 many decades, too many to count. But I'm not going to necessarily go through this information in order. I'm just going to go through some of the plans that are occurring now. In the UK, they, over this past weekend, now today being Monday, it's August the 12th of 2019. So this past weekend in the UK, they staged what they call Operation Dark Night, K-N-I-G-H-T. And it's, they say, the biggest ever emergency exercise planned by the UK government. I'm going to discuss it for a moment or two.
That's a very ominous sounding thing. Dark Night. What are they talking about?
Well, this is a power outage event. This is Dark Starts is what they're calling it here in the United States. But what this is in the UK, and why I'm talking about this is a worldwide program of eliminating electricity. This is why you all received your smart meters, most of you, unless you opted out, back during the rollout of the global electric smart meter grid, which, by the way, has lithium-ion batteries in them. But that's in a moment. This Dark Night in the UK is the biggest emergency exercise planned ever. They say that there are over 100 workers that are going to be staged to conduct turned over buses and injured people on the motorways. And they say...
So in other words, they're going to simulate it with actual, like, moulage and everything, right?
Yes, and in fact, they're talking about how they will hire and have this group. It's called St. Joseph's Players. It's an amateur dramatic society that's going to take part in this staged event. They're going to be dressed with blood and gore, and they're going to actually simulate deceased people on the roadway. What they're saying is that they will be joined by volunteers from all over the country, and this is a stretch of motorway that about 120,000 vehicles travel every day. And they're right now deploying computer vision cameras. This is what they're doing for road work right now.
Well, before you continue, let me raise an issue on this. What the heck are they doing this for, other than to scare the public? Because what's it going to accomplish? Is it going to allow them to have better planning so that when the power goes out?
They're genociding the public.
Exactly. So in other words,
is beyond. We're not even in that discussion anymore.
Right. That's my point. My point is what you're saying here is this show serves no purpose whatsoever other than to actually prepare for genocide, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now we're going to talk about the outages that happened the last few days across Wales and in England. And there were large parts of both England and Wales that were left without electricity. And this was following a major power cut that impacted railroads, road services, and traffic lights. And passengers were shut off from some of the busiest train stations during the Friday evening rush hour. Doesn't this sound very familiar with what happened in Manhattan in New York a few weeks ago? They're choosing the rush hour to create the most amount of trauma and fear. So they're talking about hundreds and thousands of homes were left without electricity. And what they call the national grid had a problem with 2 generators. No, this is intentionally being done to literally cut us off from electricity. Make absolutely no mistake.
You know that when they just let the power going out would kill more people than almost anything. I have documents going back 20 years to Australia, Canada, and the United States, classified documents that I have, that if the power went out from whatever cause, whether it's a coronal mass ejection from the sun or a CME or cyber hack where somebody just hacks into the power grid, if the power goes completely out and doesn't come back, in 6 months, 90% of the population of these countries is gone. They're dead. They're dead from
right.
They're dead from lack of food, lack of water, lack of policing, violence, and even cannibalism. People, Dr. Deagle.
Yes, what happens is we have roving groups of people that are hungry. They're murdering other innocents, and then they're, of course, committing and eating other humans. We saw that certainly when I traveled to Russia. One of the discussions in St. Petersburg was what happened in World War II, and how when they were cut off by the Nazis, they were literally eating each other.
This happened in Denmark too, didn't it? Remember? The Danes did this. People don't know this. In Denmark, they ate children. Children were not allowed to go out at dark or whatever because other people would grab them and eat them for dinner.
Yeah, the same thing
Dr.
in
Deagle.
St. Petersburg. But I want to go back to stopthecrime.net and refer everybody to our video YouTube channel. We have a 5-part video YouTube series that includes the black starts. We cover specific documents so that you can see the names of these documents and you will understand the fast approaching elimination of all of you that are listening. And I can't underscore this enough. We are in the jaws of death now. And it's approaching, and it's going to become far worse than what we could possibly imagine. So
let me ask you a question, though, that we may not have discussed before, but why do you think they're in such a rush right now?
Well, I think because there's natural forces that are occurring, climate changes, and there's a real rush to get their agenda in place and to create massive takeover.
You're so smart. In other words, they know they want to one-up nature because nature's going to do some major things like a pole shift.
Well, nature or
and
God,
as a result, they want to get their agenda in, and they want to get their agenda in population reduction before the New World Order, before the internet goes down, and the pole shift just makes it impossible to have a New World Order. So you're absolutely right. In other words, they're rushing because nature. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we want to talk about what's happening, what everybody listening right now needs to know is happening. You can look all of this up for yourself, and I wish that you would. I will have posted on Stop the Crime, hopefully within the next 24 hours, an extremely important video, a YouTube, and you can probably type it in, just your search YouTube, The Corruption of UK Judiciary Exposed. I'm going to describe what this is about because the people that this covers are people that I met when I was speaking at the conference in the UK some months ago. And what we have is the exposure of the UK court system and how they have incarcerated a woman by the name of Lynn and her partner, and because they were using GC meth to cure cancer. Now, I won't spend a lot of time
you're talking about GCMAF. And by the way, they shut down GCMAF. Do you know that it was in the Jersey and Guernsey Islands? I had a patient here just in another state that actually tried to get it, and she found out that they shut it down. They actually invaded their places. GCMAF is a natural molecule in healthy people.
That's just what I'm talking about right now, because when I was at the conference, David Noakes and Lynn came to the conference. He had an ankle bracelet on his leg because he was under house arrest. Right now, Lynn, his partner, is in prison in London near Heathrow Airport. And they are both being asset stripped as we speak, and they're going to be extradited potentially to France, where they will be considered terrorists because they were dispersing a healing for various types of cancer. So
Right.
I can only say that this is genocide. Cancer, of course, was created in the labs. We know that. And it is being disseminated across the global population. And anybody at all that comes forth with a cure is going to be asset stripped and put in prison. So, again, there's YouTube, very important to watch. You're seeing the demise of the UK court system. It's already occurred worldwide, but it's just another visualization. Again, this is called The Corruption of UK Judiciary Exposed. In fact, you may want to pull that up right now, Dr. Bill, in your YouTube search bar. The
Right.
Corruption of UK Judiciary Exposed. Very important to understand what we're seeing with the global protests worldwide in Hong Kong, in Venezuela, in Puerto Rico, wherever there are massive protests, we're seeing people not understanding what is happening. And that is because these policies of the United Nations are now in place, and it's putting a squeeze on all of the population.
And they're taking off the masks now, aren't they? I mean, they just said last week they want to get rid of all ruminating animals, pigs, goats, and cattle, and they want to get rid of meat completely. I mean, and now in Germany they have 19.9%.
Except for human meat, Dr.
Yeah,
Bill,
exactly. Oh, you mean Soylent Green, right?
Well, it is Soylent Green, and remember they also put human tissue in the vaccinations under the name of diploid. Understand the enormity of the assault and planned extinction event against all of us. I'm going to go over briefly headlines on the Sunday paper dated August the 11th, 2019. And this should underscore what is happening in this city and how it's going to transcend in every city, including the United States, city by city by city. Here's the headline. This is in Kashmir in India. Millions of people are in lockdown. Confusion and rage grip people in this cut-off city. So I'm going to read a few headlines here.
Right.
It says the Indian paramilitary soldiers close streets using barbed wire in Kashmir, India. To control Kashmir, they are enforcing a strict curfew as the divided Himalayan region remains in a lockdown following India's decision to strip it of its constitutional autonomy. Now, keep in mind, we are not under constitution. That continues to be a massive, massive deception that many people believe. Now, we can live in our hearts with the right thing through the Constitution, but as far as leadership is concerned, we're not operating under this. So here's more of what's happened.
Yeah, what you're saying is since 1933, you mean, in America?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay, so
please
they
continue.
say military flashpoint, a simmering cauldron as India's security clamps down. So I'm going to go over some of this, how they've locked down the streets. They have security officers that have tied black bandanas over their faces. They've grabbed their guns and they've taken positions behind checkpoints. And people are afraid to go out of doors, and there's lacking of food, and the people are getting hungry. And they are being shot at, and they're being beaten up if women try to go out and get some food for their families. They've literally positioned individual guards in the rural country areas at individual gates of individual homes. They've cut them off of ATMs. All that has run dry. The Internet has been shut down. Mobile phones have been shut down, even landlines.
Well, most of these areas, the rural people aren't as armed as their police or their military. But you see...
I'm talking about millions of people in India right now having the communications turned down rendering millions of people incommunicado.
But if they were armed and actually organized, they would actually resist this, but they're not, right?
Well, they were tricked. What happened is they saw a call for all tourists to leave this area.
Wow.
About a week or so ago. That preceded the lockdown. And so I can tell all of you that are listening right now, as you see, and it seems to be an interesting point in fact.
Do you have difficulty taking supplements? Are you searching for a high-quality, complete nutritional drink that your whole family will love? NutriMedical's Life Support has arrived. All of your daily nutritional requirements in one quick, delicious drink. Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support is a proprietary blend of vegan protein, activated vitamins, essential minerals, amino acids, probiotics, green tea, digestive enzymes, anti-inflammatories, cancer prevention, detoxification, and much more. Your body will high-five you for this one. Life Support is the best complete nutritious meal replacement on the market. Whether you are an elite athlete, have post-operative challenges, chronic illness, elderly, or a family that just wants a quick, delicious drink, try Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support for optimized nutrition in one great tasting smoothie. Just add cold water, almond milk, fruit, or anything else you like. NutriMedical's Life Support. Try our great tasting chocolate or vanilla today. Call 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com. NutriMedical.com for the whole family.
Red Deer Velvet DR is an amazing new product with a patent to preserve 300 biomolecules and 6 hormones, same as fetal life, where you don't age at all. The state of fetal life allows the 300 biomolecules and 6 hormones produced by the placenta to be supportive of the regeneration of tissues and organs, with maximum apoptosis, changing the tissue and organ structure of a fetus. That's why if fetal surgery is performed, there is no scar. Taking 2 to 3 capsules twice a day with oncomycin, myco-D2, provides an amazing support for regeneration of any tissue and organ in the body, and even advanced stem cell therapy support treatment. Do get NutriMedical's Red Deer Velvet DR from Dr. Bill Deagle at NutriMedical.com, NutriMedical.com, 888-212-8871. Stay well and stay young with NutriMedical. Lumen photon therapy, infrared light, far and near infrared, is extremely important for pain control, stimulation of nitric oxide, improved perfusion, and stem cell activation and reduction of cytokines. Dr. Bill uses it for pain control, for regeneration techniques, for organ regeneration, and for stimulation of your stem cell activity. This amazing lumen photon therapy this year will probably have an additional device with frequency therapy during the on phase of the lights. To obtain a lumen photon machine, contact Dr. Bill at NutriMedical.com, 888-212-8871. He'll prescribe it with you providing nutraceuticals to help with your regeneration, healing, and pain control. Nothing like the lumen photon therapy for easy therapy for your eyes, your pain, your joints, regeneration of organs, detoxification of the body. Get a lumen photon machine from Dr. Bill Deagle, NutriMedical.com, 888-212-8871. To stay well with NutriMedical. The Sonic Life Machine is one of the most amazing therapies that Dr. Bill provides. It is the best sine wave exercise machine on the planet, doing whole body vibration, opening up the muscle to reduce insulin resistance, improve perfusion, release stem cell therapy throughout the body, and epigenetically stimulate the body to release DNA activated. The epigenetic therapy with the sine wave curve of frequencies given for atomic resonance by Linus Pauling for minerals and amino acids stimulates the production of messenger RNA to correct structural protein enzyme deficiency for almost every illness. There's nothing like the sine wave therapy for improving body healing for exercise, but also the epigenetic treatments Dr. Bill can provide can help neutralize frequencies for disease states and illness. Get a Sonic Life machine through Dr. Bill Deagle at NutriMedical.com. Contact us at NutriMedical.com, 888-212-8871, or go to the website NutriMedical and give us a contact. Dr. Bill is available to help you get well with NutriMedical.
Need a powerful ally to fight daily bugs and serious pathogens? Allicin Med is the powerful universal pathogen killer's latest advance of German-sourced allicin, enzymatically stabilized to clear the body of bacteria, fungi, mycobacteria, and parasites. It penetrates body biofilms and is non-toxic to tissues. Pathogen resistance cannot develop for long-term body-optimized wellness. Clear stealth pathogens that promote autoimmune disease, cancer, and vascular inflammation and plaque and promote healing of tissues. Now pathogen-free. With 200 milligrams more power than prior Alamed, you can't get a more powerful ally to fight daily bugs and serious pathogens. Give your body what it needs. Allison Med. Order Dr. Bill Deagle's Nutridyne at 888-212-8871 or NutriMedical.com. That's 1-888-212-8871 or NutriMedical.com. And listen to the NutriMedical Report on the Genesis Radio Network with open lines every weekday. NutriMedical.com, bringing nutrition and medicine together.
And welcome back, Deborah. Let's continue.
Yes.
By the way, this is not a future thing.
We're talking about Kashmir and the massive lockdown that is occurring there. And we're seeing this happen now worldwide in different communities. So prepare yourselves, everyone, with extra food, and we'll go over that in a minute. But I wanted to continue with what's happening in
other words,
India.
prepping is not an option now. If people
Dr.
are prepped
Bill,
up with, I just want people to realize that they're prepping right now. They're going to be in dire straits if this breaks out anywhere in the world now.
What you mean when it breaks? It's not a matter of if. It is
I'm talking
rolling
about
across now.
when it actually hits, whether it's next week or next month or next day. Okay, please continue.
Yeah, okay. So in India, they're waiting for hours in lines, 400 people plus, to use the one phone that the authorities have opened up at a government office in a neighborhood.
Wow.
And there's lockdowns. It's affecting everyone everywhere. All the schools have been closed. Parks are deserted. Baby food is running out. In many areas, residents needed to produce a curfew pass to leave their homes, even for medical emergencies, and that's if they're granted the curfew pass. They're going on to say that the hospitals, people have traveled more than a day to get to the hospitals only to find skeleton crews because many of the doctors can't get to work because of the curfews and the lockdown. And living here, they say, is sheer hell. And so I can only say that what is happening right now in Kashmir, India, is going to spread worldwide. This is a global lockdown.
Is a template, in other words, for a more advanced worldwide problem.
Yes, it is. So
Yeah.
I'm moving on from what's happened in Kashmir in India right now with the lockdown and all of the communication being cut, because people need to understand that will also be the effects of the planned blackouts or turning off the power. I can say that here in the fires of 2017 in Northern California, when many of the cell phone towers burned up, there was no cell signal. So the wireless communication emergency setup that they have failed. People were literally running from their homes with the flames literally at their heels. It's amazing that more people did not die. So now I'm going to talk about the current plans that Rothschild, which is in charge of the utilities worldwide, Rothschild LLC and companies, many partners with Rothschild are involved in the grid planned shutdowns and in the various levels of the genocide program. So we're going to talk about what Pacific Gas and Electric has planned here in Northern California. And I will tell you, all of you that are listening, we here in Northern California, 60 miles north of the Golden Gate, are in the front line of Pacific Gas and Electric's planned shutdowns. And I'm going to tell you what we just found out in the paper just a few days ago. Pacific Gas and Electric is going to be providing all of us with shut-off maps. They're going to release a legible map of planned power cuts in a few weeks. And they list the areas of prominent and planned shutdowns. And that's my town. That is Sonoma. So understand, we're going to be cut off from power, planned. This is all part of it. And they had a map that they developed, and it was given to some of the local officials But listen to this, Dr. Bill. This is unbelievable. The map that they printed in this paper edition, under the caption of this map you can't read because it's so blurry, it doesn't even look like a map. It says above, a blurred map of Northern California created by PG&E that appears in Sonoma County's recent emergency plan for dealing with anti-wildfire power outages. The county plan includes notes that a more legible image will be available to authorized agencies via a secure data portal. They're not releasing this to the people. They are releasing it to those in power, those that are implementing the genocide plans of climate action and worse. They're getting these plans. It says right here, PG&E is working on making maps of their entire service area available to the public, not just the North Bay area. The company is planning on releasing maps within the next several weeks illustrating impacts to its service area in Northern California and in Central California, home of about 16 million people. And they say that Sonoma County agreed to PG&E's request to withhold publications of the actual outage map for two reasons. One, PG&E has asked the controllers not to share the map publicly.
Well, they're not going to. They don't want to share it in advance of actually cutting out the power. But some people are on ventilators or on CPAP, or if the power goes out, it's going to be catastrophic, isn't it?
Well, that is the plan. That is absolutely the plan. And so they say that it is a fuzzy map. And of course, it's a fuzzy map because it's a death plan. And PG&E's worst-case models indicate that hundreds of thousands of residents across Sonoma County could be forced to endure multiple days of power outages. And they say that they will turn off the power when there are high winds on hot, dry days. Now, there is absolutely no mention of heavy chemtrailing days before this planned assault on us of fires. So we have the perpetrators now with maps. What they have done, Dr. Bill, is they have divided and conquered by sectionalizing the grid. We actually went and filmed a PG&E bucket truck while they were connecting a communication device to a panel on a wooden power pole, a wooden utility power pole, so that they could see in real time at their grid connection facility. And with the push of a button, they can turn off areas within their service district. And I will tell you, they name my town, my area. We're going to be shut off. So I can tell you, for all of you that are listening, life as we have known it is going to become very expensive if you want to continue to live. And I hate to say this because people are going to have generators. They are going to have extra water, extra food, and that's just the beginning. And we'll go over that in greater detail.
And they're going to need to have extra ammo and ways of protecting themselves because roving bands of hungry and desperate people are going to be trying to survive this disaster.
Well, that's another aspect of what the city planners here are looking at. Because when Rothschild, PG&E, your utilities, whoever your utilities are, wherever you're listening, worldwide, when you get maps of planned outages, that's where the ghost armies are going to go and cause terror in your communities, as we had occur here during the fires. What do I mean by ghost armies? There were busloads of people trucked in black fatigues and in military gear that were literally robbing and continuing to start fires in our neighborhoods. And I can tell you, when they plan an attack, which this is war. This is war under the guise of wildfires. And one of the biggest flips that I have seen right now is how they are now identifying the cause of the fires. They are saying that they will no longer be poor victims that are burned out like Sonoma County and Paradise in California. that's about 90% gone, that they won't be considered as victims anymore because they are going up into areas and they're finding out now that despite the raging fires, people have not now created enough defensible fire space around their homes. If people have not created the required defensible fire area around their homes, they will be no longer considered victims, but perpetrators of causing the fires. So this is another way that Rothschild is blaming us for fires they create with increased chemtrailing, heavy metal dumps days before the fires. Of course, all of
and
the
of course,
the
smart grid power system itself, and not clearing away duft and chaparral and other things that are fire accelerants. But
exactly, because
by the way, my friend who was over there in Northern California last year when you had the fires up there, he was a military service in a special division, and he said there were so many drones in the air firing off directed energy weapons to start fires, they couldn't get the helicopters in to drop fire retardant.
Yes, we heard this, and we heard this as an occurrence over Redding in Northern California during those fires. So I can collaborate that with you, Dr. Bill, because we heard this from our first responders.
And it's real simple. You got a $1,200 drone to fly 72 miles an hour. You can put a green laser on it that can start a fire 2 miles away. And you can't even see the damn green laser because it's going through regular air. Unless you intercept it with some dust or something, you can't see the laser beam. So the drone can be flying along and set up a whole bunch of fires in a fire line. And, of course, they've purposely dried out the land. They don't, put fire retardant down or remove the duft or the dead trees. I mean, I worked in British Columbia in the late 70s, and we knew if they didn't remove the duft or dead trees, it was going to be a perfect place to start a fire because you have all this duft and everything around ready to go. And, dry lightning can happen, but they actually can trigger off dry lightning because they've now weaponized the atmosphere with nanoparticles, thorium, strontium, barium, aluminum. So it's a perfect place to put direct energy weapons, either low altitude drones or even space-based weapons can start a fire from space, right?
Yes, absolutely, Dr. Bill. I want to cover some other aspects of the fire, and this is just an indication of the intentionality to literally burn our homes down and create massive homelessness. And I want to discuss homelessness in a moment, but I wanted to cover this story. This is just really another part of the criminal justice system. Firefighters are being reduced that were able to fight fires when they were in prison. And what has happened is this. They say inmate firefighters have helped California, but crews are now diminished after justice reform, right? This is August the 5th of 2019. Listen to this. When large wildfires break out in California and elsewhere, it's all hands on deck to protect life and property. Many of those hands have been in shackles behind bars and have passed criminal justice reform laws now to take full effect. The number of inmate firefighters will be down. The reason is most of them get a reduction in sentences. And they say that every day the work of an inmate that is on the front line counts as 2 days towards reduction of their sentence. They say that putting them on the front lines also benefits California taxpayers. Inmate firefighters earn about $1 per hour to risk their lives, which is considerably less than firefighters in the state. And they say to qualify for a firefighting position in inmate crime must be non-violent. They use also inmates in knocking down brush in areas where tractors, bulldozers can't get to. This is now being eliminated because of justice reform. This is through the criminal court system, reducing the available firefighting teams. They're saying in here that the reduction is going to be equivalent to about 1,200 reduction of firefighters in the state just now prior to firefighting season.
Yeah. Not a good thing because it's going to get dried out this fall, isn't it?
Absolutely.
3 weeks to Labor Day. Wow. Back in a moment.
Are you still looking for that one iodine that you can really trust? A medical doctor endorsed product that is backed by honest research and true integrative science? Then search no further. Go to NutriMedical.com for Dr. Bill Deagle's Nutriodine, proven time and time again to be the very best iodine available for you. Nutriodine is the only Tesla-activated monatomic plasma iodine in the world. It optimizes mitochondrial function and generation of new mitochondria, from totally neutralizing the venom from a desert recluse spider bite in Southern California to eliminating malaria parasites reported by medical missionaries in Central India. Dr. Bill's Nutriodine is simply the most powerful healing formula there is. Nutriodine clears the body of all known pathogens, restores it to an alkaline state, and even promotes stem cell regeneration. Order Dr. Bill's Nutriodine today at 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com.
Red Deer Velvet DR is an amazing new product with a patent to preserve 300 biomolecules and 6 hormones, same as fetal life, where you don't age at all. The state of fetal life allows the 300 biomolecules and 6 hormones produced by the placenta to be supportive of the regeneration of tissues and organs, with maximum apoptosis, changing the tissue and organ structure of a fetus. That's why if fetal surgery is performed, there is no scar. Taking 2 to 3 capsules twice a day with oncomycin, myco-D2, provides an amazing support for regeneration of any tissue and organ in the body, and even advanced stem cell therapy support treatment. Do get NutriMedical's Red Deer Velvet DR from Dr. Bill Deagle at NutriMedical.com, NutriMedical.com, 888-212-8871. Stay well and stay young with NutriMedical. Hi, I'm Dr. Bill Deagle, MD, AAEM, ACAM, A4M, of NutriMedical.com, and a consultant providing email advice free on advanced protocols for your optimized wellness and advanced technologies to heal and regenerate you. You can contact us at NutriMedical.com, that's NutriMedical.com, or 888-212-8871. You get free email starter protocols of our top medical-grade nutraceuticals, initial testing, and recommendations for your own primary doctor to do, as well as recommendations to give you an idea of a consultation and a full protocol to try to help you regenerate your tissues, heal naturally without the use of toxic polypharmacy. I can send test kits to you as well anywhere in the world and provide you recommendations to referral of specialty clinics worldwide. So contact me, Dr. Bill Deagle, at NutriMedical.com. That's NutriMedical.com, or 888-212-8871. At NutriMedical.com, we have the most amazing drinks with the best mouthfeel, highest quality bionutrient exposure to your body to heal and regenerate, and the most powerful persistence of nutrients to heal your body dramatically. We have Ageless, which makes you age less, which repairs your DNA, extends your telomeres, etc. We have Life Support that detoxes phase 2 detox pathways, glucuronidation, sulfation, and methylation pathway support. We have Glycemics that blocks the carbohydrate absorption and helps with diabetes or weight loss, and as well helps with people that are trying to build up muscle, using things like our special formulas from Dr. Wolf called Mega Muscles between meals along with Sports Energy Light. We have the amazing Nutri-Complete, the most complete red and greens drink in the world, with the best mouthfeel and flavor. You can often mix it too with Vitamin Mineral Mix, which is our fruit-flavored mixed power of vitamin minerals. Stay well with NutriMedical every day.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that.
And welcome back, and Deborah, let's continue.
Yeah, I want to conclude with some comments dated August the 9th of 2019, out of the Nation World, and this is an article out of the New York Times, and this is again going back to what the lockdown in Kashmir and what Modi, M-O-D-I, and how he's defending his decision to control Kashmir. And here's what he's saying.
Well, you're talking about the Prime Minister of India, right?
I am. And
yeah.
He says the Prime Minister tells India new era has begun as Pakistan closes down its border train. In New Delhi, they say that the Prime Minister, Modi, addressed the nation Thursday night for the first time about his government's unilateral decision to revoke Kashmir's democracy and autonomy, speaking against a backdrop of rising protests, mass arrests, and escalating tensions with Pakistan. He said he defends his action, arguing that it would make the territory more secure. A new era has begun.
By the way, this is a territory right beside Pakistan, right?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I can say that he's saying that the cutoffs were exploding and increased Indian security forces were called in, which had already cut off the internet service, mobile phone calls, and landlines, and clamped down even harder. They say more than 500 people were detained because of this. They're in a free fall right now.
Let me insert an important fact out here. I have from my other sources that there is impending, literally any day now, a war between India and Pakistan. And this is actually a backdrop to that. Please continue.
Well, I just am alerting everyone. War is erupting everywhere, even where you live now, because what you are all facing is a massive, massive elimination of your home ownership through regulations that are now coming in. So I have been talking for a very, very long time, Dr. Bill, about the climate action plans. I've urged people to please look at the climate action plan in their town. I know that you pulled up the climate action plan in San Diego. I would say the cliff notes for what I would like to get out today remain on that 5-part video YouTube series I have up on stopthecrime.net. I outline all of the ways in which our cities are being destroyed by earthquakes, by reservoirs and dams. I have to say that this is beyond most people's ability to wrap their brain around it, Dr. Bill. For me, it causes tremendous sorrow. And as I watch this escalate in my city and in cities around the world, and I get news events from people that I've now met worldwide, it is exploding everywhere. And that's why I talk about different regions, so that everyone listening can understand. Now, I've just gotten some information out of Ireland that several municipalities are attempting to embrace resolutions against 5G. Understand, 5G is an Illuminati's dream of absolute mind control, thought control, and the ability to drop you dead in your tracks if you are...
Gene control as well.
Absolutely. So again, that 5-part video YouTube series, we cover what is really behind 5G.
And by the way, 5G is directly toxic to insects, your gut biome, and mitochondria, and it makes birds fall out of the sky. Please continue.
Well, it's a solution to what was a difficult problem in World War II, in that they had to hire prison guards, build prisons, barbed wire, etc. The 5G and the heightened electromagnetic frequencies in the environment, along with all the heavy metals from all of the overhead increased spraying programs, is literally causing dustification of our bodies. We saw this occur in Paradise as they used the weapons house to house, and it killed many people. The body count in Paradise is under dispute, as you know. Likely there were many, many more people that were murdered. So I want to go on into a very important document that I also discussed in that 5-part video series on stopthecrime.net. The video is called Genocide is Legal. And it's not only legal, it is now what is in effect, has been in effect for hundreds of years, actually. And we all need to understand that this has been planned for a very long time. Our government agencies are involved. They've been creating toxins and biochemicals at Fort Detrick. They have launched upon the American population and global populations through our tax dollars. And we as Americans, all we think we need to do is vote in a new system. We are so far from that as being reality that it is disgusting to think that people would still buy that psyop. But I want to refer everyone to an article. They're talking about, and they're setting up the Northwest of the United States for absolute massive wildfires this year. Because here's what they're saying in a paper. They're saying historically wet United States Northwest faces growing wildfire threat. And this is out of the Associated Press, dated August the 5th. Everyone that's listening, you're going to be watching us burn. I will be coming on as necessary, Dr. Bill, to report if there's a disaster on your radio show, even off schedule from my normal Monday date. If something absolutely
we just call into the show 818-818-6401 like any caller. And also we can do a video podcast so at any time. I mean, if you have an emergency, I can go down to my studio and set it up and do a video podcast.
Listening, please listen to NutriMedical Report, because this is where you're going to get boots on the ground in real time, the reality of what is happening, who's doing it, why. It is absolute genocide. Now, I want to refer to a document that I have on StopTheCrime.net. I received it years back from a whistleblower, and it was during a time when I was on the Joyce Riley radio show many times with Joyce before she died of cancer on the Power Hour. And this is called Aquarius Group Operation Briefing. And essentially what you will find in this very short document is the planned chemical sedation of the populations by using radio microwave frequencies for mass mind control. This has already happened.
Right.
We're already under mind control. And I think it's very important. I heard something really very interesting on the political discussions today. They're saying that some people in certain political genres are more intelligent. They are more educated. Well, I can say to you, anybody that has a PhD, MD, I really don't hold that against them. What I realize is that they have been formally educated to be misinformed. And we now look at these people that hold these kinds of doctorates and so forth as being gods. They are not. They're part of a genocide program. And I want to read an acknowledgement, a dedication in a book. And I think that this pretty much says it as it is. This is how this book is dedicated. Dedicated to the army of healthcare professionals, allied academias, and research scientists whose humanitarian motives made them highly susceptible to behavioral management, and who, like good Manchurian candidates, unwittingly committed murder and genocide in the name of public health. May this work serve to break the spell under which they operate. Now, we have been deceived down to the bottom of reality on every level. We are being destroyed. We are being eliminated. And many of us are going to attempt to survive, as we should. And as we roll forward in the planned reduction goals on a day-by-day basis now, because it has escalated to that extent, we are going to share some of the ways in which we plan to survive. So I want everyone that's listening, again, to stay tuned to the NutriMedical Report, to go to StopTheCrime.net. We have a solutions page. Listen to our YouTube videos, please, on a regular basis, and follow us, because we're breaking news. We're assembling discussions worldwide from people that we have now interconnected with. But one thing, nowhere is there a operating government for the people and by the people. Again, the New World Order is now, isn't it, Dr. Bill?
Yeah, it's variously mutated in different countries, but basically through the United Nations, the global bankers, the Jesuits, and the global Luciferic Satanists, they're ready to actually culminate the final steps, the final operational order. The killing fields have started.
Our food supply is being eliminated, and we spoke briefly about the movie Soylent Green. I want to bring that back for a bit of conversation as we close out today's show, because I want people to look at that movie again. Watch it carefully. You will see no plants. There's no plants. The one tree that people can pay to go see that is in an enclosure in the middle of this dustified town is the only life that is still growing inside this city of decimation. There's no running water. There is no electricity. People are sleeping in stairwells on top of each other to get out of the weather, and they are dying. It is horrific. I want people to really pay attention to the verbiage. Watch the definition of human life and human trafficking. Also note the very, very end, and it goes something close to this. As it is discovered by the lead actor that the